Okay, I owe you guys a life update. Um, some of you that follow me on Twitter and Instagram already know this, but I feel like I need to put it out there because mostly I need to thank a whole bunch of people, which if you're not, if your name doesn't come out of my mouth, I'm so sorry. Just realize that I'm so grateful for each and every one of you out there. So let me just start. This is now the 5th time I'm starting. This one's hard. On New Year's Eve, which is our daughter's 17th birthday, we lost my husband suddenly to a pulmonary embolism. It was unexpected and shattered our world completely. He had ankle surgery for a tib-fib fracture that was needed because he tripped and fell at his work about 4 weeks prior to that. Most of you also know that I refer to him as my Mr. Darcy, and he really was that to me. We met, Ken and I, in grad school 29 years ago, and we got married 26 years ago. We have 3 beautiful kids. One's in college, and 2 are in high school. You guys have met the girls, but not so much my son. He thinks, I'm sure, this is like frivolous and silly, but I know somewhere in there he's like, all right, mom doing her fangirl thing. But with Ken's passing, we literally lost everything overnight in one silly second of life. I'm a substitute librarian for a school district. I had been hoping to get a permanent job eventually, but given the health situation with my parents who are in their very late 80s, I just couldn't do it at the time. And my dad has the last stages of Alzheimer's, and my mom was bravely taking care of him. But things were coming to a point where, you know, Ken and I had been discussing what to do with them. Anyway, so December 31st, my sweet, sweet nephew and his wife, Michael and Aubrey, I'm going to name you guys, embarrass you a little, drove I don't know how many hours to be here, 12 hours after Ken died. They were here in the morning at 6 a.m. and I thank them for that. What a hard thing to do. I am an only child who is blessed to have married a man who, his brother, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, I have 5 beautiful children who are now adults themselves. So Michael and Aubrey came and they enveloped us in their love and started the process of things you need to do when someone dies. I'm not going to belabor it. It's horrible, and I'm out here. If you guys, should you ever need me in a tragedy like that, geez, they helped me. They helped get the first steps going, and then my sister-in-law came and stayed for a week and just cleaned up and got her arms out around all the other stuff that I have to do. If you've had a loss in your family, you know the list of things you have to do. It's never freaking ending. And in my case, it included things that I hadn't experienced before, which is hiring not 1 but 2 attorneys. I mean, you guys, it was overwhelming. But she got her arms around that and left me with a gorgeous list of things I needed to do. Ken and I weren't prepared for this, so a little cautionary note, get a will, start a trust. Don't wait until you're closer to retirement. If you're middle-aged, please do that. If you own a home, please do that. I've had to do these impossible tasks all by myself, and I've done them. So it's been 16 weeks. And in those weeks, by week 9, I had my dad moved into a memory care home. By week, I don't know, 10 or 11, I had my mom moved into our house. The transition, I'm not going to lie, has been difficult. Somewhere in there, for Ken's memorial, I had the rest of my nieces and nephews and their wonderful partners come out, husbands, wives. I use the generic term. So I'd like to mention them now. I'd like to mention Angie, my sister-in-law, who literally has the label Angie and therefore is an angel on earth. My brother-in-law, Dave. who has so many of the mannerisms that Ken had, that the kids, Dave, you make us laugh. When we see them, we see bits of Ken, which comfort us. I mentioned Michael and Aubrey. I want to shout out Matthew, my nephew Matthew, who is the computer whiz and got into Ken's passwords so we could look at outstanding accounts and stuff. Fix the electrical problem in our hallway. My nephew Jonathan and his wife, Abby, who stayed to take care of my grandniece and my grandnephew so we could get some horrible, important stuff done. Thank you so much, Abby. One day we will meet. We haven't even met, you guys, and I love her to pieces. Jonathan toured memory care places with me. He was amazing. Shout out to you. Jade Briggs, is that your? I'm going to screw it up. You know me, Jonathan, but thank you. He stayed a day and a half after everyone left just to make sure that old Aunt Sophie was doing okay. Caitlin and her husband Dustin, you guys, amazing people. Caitlin told my sister-in-law, Sophie needs family. And so I got all of them to wrap their arms around me. And my youngest niece, Mariah, thank you for coming out. She came out very bravely after just undergoing gallbladder surgery herself, you guys. Amazing. They're amazing people, and I'm so blessed to have had them here for Ken's tiny memorial that was important to us. A lot of you weren't invited to the memorial, and I kept it. The widow kept it that way because I really was overwhelmed already, and I just didn't want this outpouring of grief and concern. In the middle of it, my sister-in-law started a GoFundMe, and so the concern and expressions of grief and loss that came out of that were amazing. I use the terms humbled and embarrassed because our finances were such a mess. He was an accountant, you guys, but if you have an accountant in your life, you know they have a way with money and they just kind of move things around. I really didn't know the whole details. I do now, but at that time I didn't know all the details that were involved in our financial status, and our breadwinner was gone. So you guys rallied around. My book community friends, I've scrolled through the names 3 times on the GoFundMe, and I see you guys have just filled it. I thank you for it. It's kept us going. It's paid the mortgage. It's paid our medical insurance. It's kept us afloat. And I swear I will pay it forward, as Ken and I always have, to our friends and neighbors. We've lived here for 15 years. I see your names too, and I'm humbled and amazed. I don't know how many of you have found me in book 2, but thank you. So I just want to give a little shout out to certain people. Katie and Emily from Monday Moms. You two fueled the GoFundMe with your energy, with your giant contribution. Julie, Ginger Snaps, I can't even mention you and Marshall without bursting into tears. To the authors, Cassie Clare, what the actual age, Cassie? She retweeted it to like gazillion followers, and I'm so grateful. Rachel Hawkins, Lisa Schroeder, you were amongst the first. I'm going to go through them and forget people. Catherine, in Germany, you're so kind. She checks in on us, sends us chocolate, you guys. Vivi, Pebble Designs, do I always say your name wrong? I really do wear my mourning rune. This arrived within days of my publicizing Ken passing. Probably about 9 days after he passed, or I can't even remember the timeline, you guys, but look at the beautiful mourning rune. Ken indulged me in a few of Vivi's pieces over the years because he knew how much the fandom meant to me. Two other people that I've never met that I want to give a shout out to, because I think they think I ignore their Voxers, but I don't. Trish and Jessie, thank you. I love your Voxers. Jessie just underwent a big loss of her own, and so we've kind of bonded on that level even more so than on a bookish level. I'm forgetting people, you guys. Please forgive me. My friend Heather, who's never going to see this, from high school. My BFF from high school. That reminds me that I'll always have a sister, and that I'm part of her very large extended family. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for vetting the attorneys for me. You're a rock star. My friend Bambi Cohen. Bambi, love you, girl. She sent us those big chunky knit blankets that were amazing. They have literally surrounded us with her love and concern. My husband's friends, two friends that are never going to watch this, but Rick and Talk actually was out here already, dealing with his own dad's deteriorating condition, and he came out that night, day after. They're amazing men, and I'm so privileged and lucky to know them. I'm leaving out people, huge people. Oh, you guys. Anyway, you filled our hearts. You allowed this transition in our life to happen a little more seamlessly. And I'm so grateful. I'm so sorry I'm blubbering. I don't cry pretty. There are people that do. I'm not one of them. So, as my kids and I go forward, I thank you for allowing us to lean on you. For notes of encouragement, for just check-ins. Hey, how you doing? I forgot some of my Twilight moms. I want to mention them. You guys know who you are. You lit candles at churches for us. You made sure our names were on scrolls. You prayed for us. I thank you so much. I tell people when they ask, what can you do? And I tell them pray, because the prayers and thoughts, they really do lift us. And if you're not a praying person, just think like the Rigsbys. I want to send them some good vibes today, good juju. It really does work. It's been lifting us, because honestly, every day I get up and I go through the checkoff list of items and trust me, this list is never ending. It really could be a full-time job that I have to do. The biggest one right now, and the biggest thought and the biggest prayer is, getting a permanent job for me. By permanent, I mean full-time with benefits, please. And I'm hoping it's in the school district. If that doesn't work out, then I will, some office is going to get a kick-butt administrative assistant, office manager, because as you guys know, I'm super organized. And one of the last texts I received from Ken was, once again, you've overachieved. I am an overachiever, you guys. So he was referencing the decorations I put up for Kat's party. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you. I didn't want to beleaguer this, and it's such a sad freaking video, and I will probably never watch it. But thank you. Thank you for being so generous in all your thoughts and prayers. And the GoFundMe, it helped us. It's still helping us. And I'm being very frugal about it. Thank you for lifting us physically. Thanks to my son's team, St. Mary's College. His cross-country and track team, you guys are amazing. Thank you to some of my son's friends who came out within the days following. You guys are amazing. You are amazing young adults, and you will continue, as you continue to go through your lives, you're going to lift more and more people. I think that's it. I think I'm just going to go and cry in my coffee now. To all the people that wanted to come out and sit with me and kind of hear like what happened or comfort me in some way. I'm an introvert. Hi, it's me, Sophie. I'm an extroverted introvert. And, well, I think that's super generous. What you would get is just this. So I'm giving it to you like this, all like raw, and me crying, and it's ugly. I need to keep taking steps forward. I know people use the term new normal. For me, there's no normal, so there's no new. but I need to keep taking steps forward, and you guys have allowed me to do that, and my kids do too. And so with COVID-19, people are like, how are you guys doing? Honestly, the world is kind of where we are now. Everyone's mourning the loss of what once was. Everyone's feeling sad about it. People feel insecure about their jobs, and rightly so. It's a pandemic. It feels overwhelming. And so I think everyone is kind of where we were on December 31st. We're slowly, like I said, moving forward. And it's all because of you. Gosh, I've left out so many people. And I'm so sorry for that. Please consider the fact that I'm in mourning and haven't really slept a good night in 16 weeks. So that accounts for some of this brain fog. But thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.